Welcome to our video on how to maximize returns on your farm, produce a better quality crop, and ensure that your grain maintains that quality once it is harvested and stored. Before you decide what crops to seed, you need to determine your target market, who the buyers in that market are, and what kind of specs you need to meet in order to sell your grain into that market. If there are things that you don't understand, ask questions. If you are entering into a contract with a buyer, you need to be fully aware of everything involved in the deal. Once you decide what you will grow, it is time to get your seed and fields ready for planting. Most buyers recommend certified seed due to the improved germination and vigor, but seeding your clean, farm-saved seed is fine, as long as you test germination and vigor and adjust seeding rates accordingly. Crop rotation plays a huge role on an organic farm and is the main source of nutrient management and weed control. Because of that, field selection will be determined first by your rotation plan. Other things to consider are pre-existing issues. For example, a field with high wild oats should not be planted to oats. Weed management throughout the season is important not just for yields, but also for grain quality. You have cultural options like high seeding rates and choosing competitive varieties, as well as mechanical options like pre-seeding, post-emergent, and in-crop tillage practices. Keeping an eye on areas of your fields that may have particularly bad weed or volunteer grain issues can save you both time and money later on. If you have areas that are polluted with either of these problems, you can harvest around them, enabling you to keep them separate and allowing you to avoid having to clean them out or risking rejection of your grain upon delivery to your market. You also need to be aware of what conventional neighbors are doing on their farms throughout the growing season. Continuous communication with them regarding the organic status of your fields is essential to minimizing the chances of chemical spray drift or contamination. Swathing is a key component to getting your crop dry enough in the fall, not only to combine, but to enable safe storage of your grain. Swathing helps dry down the grain and any potentially damp weed seeds, which, if left to go in the bin wet, could cause heating of your grain, bugs to proliferate, and harmful toxins to form, leaving you with grain you cannot sell. Other steps that you can take to reduce the risks of contamination or spoilage include thorough cleaning of your bins and equipment. Removal of weed seeds, dust, dirt, and molds from equipment will help keep your grain in good condition. Once harvest is complete, turning or aerating your bins to cool the grain is also a great plan. Temperatures at harvest can be quite warm, and the grain going into your bins can be even warmer. It used to be thought that grain was safe from heating and bugs just because it went in the bin dry, but we now know that is just not the case. Hot, dry grain can cause a convection process in the bin, and moisture can form and cause issues if not properly monitored. Temperature and moisture monitoring systems are also useful, but can be quite costly depending on the number and size of your bins. Once your grain is harvested and cleaned, ensure you collect good representative samples of it going into the bin. Being able to test your samples and submit accurate samples to buyers is key to fulfilling your obligations on contracts, as well as making new sales with ease. Most buyers will require a sample ahead of time, even in the feed markets, so be prepared to send lots out. Winter will soon be upon us after harvest, at which time you can start to plan for the next year. Many buyers will be out before Christmas with new crop contract prices, and the fun can start all over again.